Hi there, my name is Brianna Norton, and I am a Marriage and Family Studies major. This is my last semester at BYU, Idaho, and I did my internship at Tueller Counseling Services in Idaho Falls. Finding my internship. So I actually found it through my roommate, Alicia Tueller. Her dad is Tom Tueller, the owner of Tueller Counseling. I first heard about Tueller Counseling from Alicia, and then I actually went on to find a different internship at a more local area here in Rexburg. I did that for a semester, but unfortunately was not able to get all of the hours I needed at that site, and so I ended up waiting a semester and doing this internship. So to get my internship, I just called the number that was on the site, on the internet, and they patched me over to Stacy, who's in charge of interns, and I was able to get an interview with her. She was so nice. She asked me some interesting questions, but all in all, it was a pretty successful interview, and it must have been because I'm in. I became an intern. My responsibilities. I was giving counseling projects. That was something that Stacy gave to me. A lot of the counselors, if you've ever seen the movie Inside Out, it's a Pixar, and it's about the personification of the emotions that are going on in your head. And so this movie is really great for illustrating all the different emotions that we feel and how those emotions work together and sometimes clash. And so the counselors wanted a booklet or a reference where they could find activities that they could do with kids kind of based around that movie Inside Out to be able to talk about emotions. So I was able to work on that project pretty much all semester, which was really fun. I really enjoyed that. Improving learning materials. There were certain books and pamphlets that they used often in group settings with a facilitator that taught pretty much coping skills and dealing with stress and anger and addiction and just all these different things. But the way the book was worded was really confusing, and so they gave this project to us interns. We went through and consolidated, we reworded, and we kind of summarized a lot of the information in those books and then put it together in a new, very colorful pamphlet. So that was fun. Following up with clients. There were times when we were kind of assigned our own client that we were sent to follow up with, to call about certain things and to make sure their needs were being met, which is really good hands-on experience for us. I really enjoyed interacting with the clients and feeling like I was there to really help them. Assisting with office organization. So when we needed extra hours, or when they really needed extra help, we would often go into the main office and they would have lots of projects there for us to do. Sometimes it was filing, sometimes it was putting things into the computer, taking printed copies of forms and different documents and putting them into their electronic counseling site database where they kept all of their documents and everything from clients. So that was a good experience and it helped us out. We got hours and we helped them out, so it was really good. And researching resources. So that was a big part, I feel, of what I did at this internship, was researching the resources for clients. There are so many resources available in Idaho Falls, and I feel like I got to know some of them pretty well. So that was a really good experience. And then transportation. Me being a Marriage and Family Studies major, I was able to transport the clients in my own car. A lot of the other interns who are social work majors, their requirements for their internship did not allow them to transport clients in their own vehicles. They would have to do it in a company vehicle, but Tueller doesn't have one of those, and so I was used a lot to transport clients to and from their counseling appointments and so on. And I actually enjoyed it. It was really good. How did I contribute? Well, I did my best to be available and punctual. I tried really hard to be there when I said I was going to be there, and I just felt it was really important that I do that. Following through with assignments, I also felt that was very important. Any assignment that Stacy or Eric, he's also in charge of interns, would give me, I would try to follow up and be really consistent and persistent with it, which I wasn't always perfect at, but it was something I was striving for and something I feel I grew in. And then helping to improve learning materials for clients. One of the counselors approached me and asked me to make this little chart thing that she wanted to use with one of her clients. She wanted me to make this chart and on one side put different like cards with different emotions, and on the other side there would be an assortment of coping skills. And so she wanted it in like a poster form that she could Velcro these different components onto it. And so that day when the child came in, or the client, they could look at those things and discuss what emotions they were feeling, and then the client and counselor could talk together about how to cope with those feelings. So that was really good. And pretty much doing whatever was needed. Sometimes I would babysit children, while they were in their sessions. That wasn't all the time. It was definitely the exception, but if I needed to be there, I would. And then researching possible resources for clients. There were always situations that came up that were unique, and it was really fun to try and figure out how to help these people. Okay, how I benefited personally. I feel that I definitely increased in self-confidence. I felt more confident that I could help clients, that I could help provide resources for them that would really make their lives easier so that they could focus on strengthening their family and focusing on what they're learning in counseling and things like that. Develop new skills, definitely. All the things I did, I feel like it all just kind of built from the foundation I had of all my coursework, and then doing this internship with a lot of kind of real world experience just helped me to add to those skills I already had. Made new friends. I was able to get to know a lot of the caseworkers pretty well, and my supervisors and people in the office and clients too. It was really fun. Broadened my knowledge of community resources, for sure, in Idaho Falls, some in Rexburg, but since I work mostly in Idaho Falls, that's where I got to know a lot of what's available to help people that need it, that need that extra boost, and that was really a great experience for me. Gain new insights about how to better relate to and serve others. I think that ties into kind of a spiritual aspect as well. It was really great to feel like I was making a difference, and it definitely kind of gave me a new perspective on people and how we need to not judge them. We all have different problems and different lives, and just because our life is different, or their problems are different from ours, does not mean we're better or they're worse or anything like that. I feel like I definitely gained new perspectives there. Not necessarily new, but it was just interesting the situations that some people were in, and it would be easy to judge, but I was there to help, and it was a really good feeling. Okay, connection between internship and coursework. So, my family stress and coping class came to mind a lot for me. I thought about it many times, and the things and the principles that I had learned in that class definitely connected with what I was doing. Parenting. Unfortunately, a lot of the clients we dealt with had behavioral problems, and some of it you could tell pretty obviously was due to the way their parents treated them, or the example that their parents would set. And it just really reinforced the good principles that I learned in parenting and what happens when parents don't follow those types of principles and kind of go off the deep end a little bit. It can be really tragic and really sad. So that was interesting. The we are them and they are us principle. That came from Professor Clough in his abnormal psych class. Basically that's saying that, we're all children of God, and looking at clients as them, setting them apart from ourselves, is not the approach that we should take. We should remember that, we could just as easily be in their position. We all grow up with different experiences, and that does not make us better or worse, like I said before. And so this was a principle that came up over and over again, and I could just see the light and the goodness in these people. They were just in a rough place. And so it was really good to be able to dig in and try and help them. An agency. Anyone who's been on a mission can tell you agency can be really, really frustrating sometimes, because you wish people would choose to do something and they don't, and it's just really frustrating. You wish you could make them do it, but they have their agency, their right to choose for themselves what they will do. And sometimes it is hard, but we have to respect it, and we have to treasure it in ourselves. Okay, Tueller Counseling as an internship site. I thought it was a great place for getting a hands-on feel for social work. If you're interested in any sort of social work job, this was definitely a really good kind of throw into that sort of career. It was a really great working environment, lots of really good people, all willing to help, and it just had a really good spirit about the place. And awesome supervisors. Our supervisors helped us so much with all that we were doing, and supporting us and making sure we were on track and wanting to help us in any way they could. I really loved our supervisors, and it was fun to shadow them and see them at work and learn from them, who had so much experience. Chances to take initiative and be creative, definitely, with all the projects that we were given, and any time that we felt there was something that could really help out, or there was a need that we saw that we might be able to fill, we would just bring that idea to our supervisors, and they would listen and totally back us up on it. They'd be like, well, yeah, sure, you should do that. And it was really, really good. So it really promoted your own creativity and just being assertive and taking hold and doing things, even when you're not asked to. The groups. There were a number of groups that you could attend throughout the week, and they were all really good experiences. I attended probably 3 or 4 different groups. Some were domestic violence groups, some were anger management for adolescents. There were all sorts of different groups like that were really good. It was interesting to be in a group dynamic like that and to see how they interacted with the facilitator and how they were taking their the principles that they were supposed to be learning. You could just tell some that didn't want to be there and some that really did want to be there. And it was interesting just to see those dynamics. And then connections. This internship, I feel, connects you to a lot of valuable resources and helps you in deciding what it is you really want to do and where it is you really want to go. So I would definitely say Tueller Counseling is a wonderful place to do an internship. If you want to see about Tueller, contact them by phone 208-524-7400. That's their main office phone, and they can patch you through to either Eric or Stacy, who are in charge of interns. Or if you just want to visit their office and kind of get a feel for it and actually meet some of these people in person, they're usually in the office. You can go to 2275 Broadway, Suite G in Idaho Falls. And it's not too far from the airport. It's pretty easy to get to if you just plug it into your phone. So yeah, I loved my internship experience. I would definitely recommend it. For me, it really did change a lot of things. I felt I grew personally and learned a lot of skills that I will take with me into the workplace. Thanks.